Many years ago in this beautiful city of Onitsha, there lived a man whose name was Obidike. Everyone in their estate usually called him Papa Bomboy, but the funny part was that Obidike did not even have a son yet. Regardless, he earned the name because of how he spoke often of his desire to have a son and what he would do when he got one, such as wearing matching outfits and playing football with him. Obidike was married to a beautiful lady named Kosisachukwu, who was currently pregnant, and together they had 4 beautiful daughters already, whose names were Onanya, Adayez, Ifunanya, and Chiamaka. But Obidike was not satisfied. In fact, he was very angry. Every day, he would sit outside on his balcony looking frustrated and say, "Why is my case different? Why can't I have sons of my own? Why can't my wife give birth to sons? I am an Igbo man. I need an heir to take over all my assets, all my properties. Everyone knows that a man without a male child is like soup without meat. If this one that my wife is carrying is another girl, I would just faint. If it's not that I swore I would never have 2 wives, I would have taken another wife by now that would give birth to healthy sons for me. Kosisochukwu, give me a son. Do not push me outside," he said aloud to himself, looking frustrated. Every single time, he made sure that his wife felt the same frustration he was going through. He kept nagging at her, saying, Kosi, I hope that this child you are carrying is a boy this time. If not, I don't know what I will do to you," Obidike would say angrily to his wife. She would simply respond, Dike, my husband, all children are blessings. Whatever sex God gives, we should just thank him, Kosisochukwu would say sadly. But Obidike did not want to hear that. His problem was that he needed a boy, and nothing else mattered. Obidike was not even pampering his wife Kosisochukwu at all during the pregnancy. Each time she told him things like, "Baby, please come and help me massage my waist, for it is paining me." Or, "Baby, please come and buy food for me. I feel like eating, the baby wants to eat." Obidike would respond harshly and say, "Do not make me angry. If you want all this pampering, then give me a son, and I promise you, I will do anything you tell me to do. As a matter of fact, if you want the eye of an eagle, I will get it for you. Even if you want my kidney, Kosi, I will give it to you," Obidike would reply harshly. So things continued like this for a while. Then one night, Kosisochukwu was lying down, tired. She placed her hands on her stomach and made a very casual prayer. "God, pregnancy is hard, and my husband is not even helping matters simply because he thinks that this one would also be a girl. It seems that pregnancy is easy. Like I enjoy getting pregnant. I just wish that my husband would be able to carry this pregnancy with me, even if it's just half of it. Let him feel the same pain, the same waist pain, the same discomfort that I'm feeling. Lord, please," Kosisochukwu prayed casually. But what she did not know was that God heard her very clearly because 2 weeks later, strange things began to happen. One early morning, Kosisochukwu was inside the kitchen boiling yam when she suddenly heard a groan from the bedroom. "My back!" Obidike, her husband, screamed out in pain. Kosisochukwu quickly dropped what she was doing and ran into the room, only to find her husband Obidike lying on the bed like a person who had just returned from the war front. Dike, what happened to you? I heard you screaming. Are you okay?" Kosisochukwu asked, looking very concerned. But Obidike held on to his stomach tightly and, in pain, said, "Hey, I think I'm sick. My mouth is bitter. It's tasting metallic. My back is paining me. My chest is heavy. Everything is happening to me at once," Obidike said, groaning. "Did you eat something bad? What did you eat?" Kosisochukwu asked, looking worried. "I don't know what I ate. I didn't eat anything now. But hey, Kosi, now that you are here, please, get me hot water. And while bringing the water, add bitter leaf inside. I feel like drinking it. Then go and buy mango for me, not the ripe one. Unripe mango." "Oh, hurry up, Obidike replied. Kosisochukwu stared at him in shock and then said, "When did you start eating mango? Not to talk of unripe mango. You do not like mango now," she replied. Then Obidike snapped at her and said, "Are you deaf? I said I want mango and bitter leaf hot water." Obidike screamed angrily. The next morning, Obidike threw up twice and even rejected his usual akamu and akara, which he always had every single day for breakfast, saying that he wanted yam instead with stew, fish, and boiled groundnut. Obidike was very worried. What in God's name is happening to me? Why am I having pregnancy symptoms when it is my wife who is pregnant? Or is it possible that I am pregnant? God forbid, Obidike thought aloud to himself while looking very worried. But Kosisochukwu was so happy. She knew exactly what was going on. She just silently thanked God for answering her prayers. By the second week, things got worse for Obidike. He could not stand the smell of food any longer. Each time his wife was cooking in the kitchen, he would have to go and stay on the balcony because he could not bear to smell the food she was cooking. Then, before he knew what was happening, he started crying over little things. One day, while he was watching African Magic, a scene came up where a poor man gave his last 500 naira to an orphan boy, and Obadiah began to wail and sob loudly. His wife turned to him and said, DK, are you crying? Kosisochukwu asked, looking shocked. Then Obadiah quickly wiped his tears and said, No, it's just that this movie is so emotional, and I love when people help the poor, Obadiah replied. And immediately Kosisochukwu burst out into laughter. Wonders shall never end. By the third week, things got even worse because Obadiah now had 3 boils, one at the back of his neck, another on his waist, and one on his inner thigh. Obadiah could literally no longer walk well anymore. He started sitting sideways and limping whenever he walked. One Thursday afternoon, everything scattered. Obadiah was trying to wear his trousers when he screamed and fell flat on the floor. Jesus, my waist. Oh, my waist. Kosi, come and help me. I cannot feel my legs, Obadiah screamed out. As soon as Kosisochukwu rushed in and saw him lying on his back, groaning and holding his waist, she rushed him straight to the hospital without wasting time. When they got there, the doctor examined him, ran some tests, checked his blood, urine, BP, sugar level, all of that. After conducting all the tests and asking all the questions, the doctor simply smiled and stared at him and said, Sir, we have done all the tests, and your organs are fine. You don't have any problem at all. What you're experiencing is what we call KUVAD syndrome. It's also known as sympathetic pregnancy. Some men start to feel pregnancy symptoms because their wives are pregnant. They start having cravings, vomiting, mood swings, waist pain, even boils. I know that, yes, this condition is rare, but it is real, the doctor said, smiling at Obadiah. Obadiah looked confused. Chinek, doctor, wait, are you trying to say that I'm pregnant? Obadiah asked, looking shocked. But the doctor laughed and said, No, sir, but your body is reacting as if you are pregnant simply because your wife is pregnant. By this time, Kosisochukwu could not hold it any longer and burst into laughter, then said, DK, so you have finally joined the pregnancy team. Okay, at least now you will see what I've been going through all these years. Every time you're telling me, get pregnant. I need a son. Now you will see what I go through for 9 months. You will see that pregnancy is not easy, Kosisochukwu said. Obadiah was too shocked to reply. He just sat there looking confused. After the hospital visit, the news began to spread. It started from their housemaid, Neka, who told their neighbor's daughter, who told her own mother, who told the women's fellowship. And from there, the whole thing spread. They were all saying that Obadiah was pregnant. By Saturday morning, the entire estate had heard that Obadiah was pregnant, so everywhere he went, people pointed and laughed at him. Even one day during Sunday service, while they were all seated in church, a little boy pointed at him and whispered loudly, Mommy, is it possible for daddies to be pregnant too? The little boy asked. The mother quickly dragged his ear. Come on, shut up. But everyone had already heard, and they all burst into laughter. Even at the market, his fellow men were teasing him. Bros, DK, stay away from me. Your pregnancy is contagious. Make this thing no catch me. I beg. And they would all burst out into laughter. Meanwhile, Obadiah continued experiencing all the pregnancy symptoms. As a matter of fact, it got worse. He had never had a toothache all his life. But suddenly he lost 2 teeth just like that. And then it dawned on him that pregnancy was difficult. So this is what my wife has to go through each time she gets pregnant. And I'll be here telling her that she must continue to get pregnant until she gives birth to a son for me. And on top of that, I'm not even supportive. I keep nagging at her and talking down on her. God, please forgive me. I have been very unfair. Women are really strong. See all the pain they have to go through, all the discomfort that I feel, the vomiting, the waist pain, and the toothache, losing 2 of my teeth. Oh my God, Obadiah said aloud to himself. After that, everything changed in their house. Obadiah stopped shouting at his daughters. Instead, he started helping them with their homework, brushing their hair, and even kneeling to help tie his daughter's shoelace. He also started being very nice and caring to his wife Kosisochukwu. He began to pamper her silly. He would even buy suya for her before she asked. He would help her make her hair, and would tell her many sweet things as he caressed her pregnant belly. While Kosisochukwu was pregnant, Obadiah continued to suffer all the pregnancy symptoms until the day of delivery. On Thursday night around 2:17 a.m., Kosisochukwu tapped her husband. DK, wake up. It's like I'm in labor. Wake up. Kosisochukwu said, but before she could even finish the sentence, Obadiah jumped up and started breathing heavily and screaming, Chim, my waist has seized. Oh, something is moving in my belly. Obadiah screamed out. Kosisochukwu groaned in pain and then said, we need to stop this thing now. I'm serious. I am in labor. I need help getting to the hospital right now. Come and assist me, Kosisochukwu said. But Obadiah stood up and started packing his own hospital bag. He put in a wrapper. He put in balm, toothbrush, biscuits. Then together, they both went to the hospital. While the nurses were trying to settle Kosisochukwu in the labor room, Obadiah was outside, vomiting inside the dustbin, holding his back and screaming, Doctor, please help me. My baby is coming. So this is what women face when they give birth. I am finished. Later, some men will ask, what do you bring to the table? Lord, please help me. If I survive this labor, I will never ask my wife to get pregnant again. No. Doctor, nurse, help me. Oh, my baby is coming. I don't care if my wife gives birth to another girl again. After all children are a gift from God. Oh, labor is painful. Somebody help. Somebody help me. Oh, labor is painful. Jesus, doctor, is it time to push? Should I push? Nurses, help me, Obidik said while screaming out in pain. The nurses could no longer hold themselves. They burst out into laughter. Sorry. Just manage, I promise you. Once your wife gives birth, you'll be fine, one of the nurses said, and they all laughed. 3 hours later, the doctor came out and announced, congratulations, sir, your wife has delivered safely. It's a baby girl, the doctor said, smiling. Then Obidik replied, oh, thank you. Jesus, oh, thank you. Lord, I'm so happy. Thank you for the gift of this child. This one is okay. Yes, she's the perfect daughter that I need. She's okay. Thank you, Lord, Obidik said excitedly. Then he looked at the doctor and said, Doctor, all my symptoms have gone now. In short, I think I knew when my wife actually put to bed because immediately everything stopped. The back pain, the waist pain, the labor pain, everything just stopped abruptly. Immediately my wife gave birth. It just vanished when the baby came out, Obidik said aloud excitedly. The doctor smiled and replied, yes, that is how Kuvad syndrome works. Now that the baby is out, your own symptoms too will stop. Obidik stood up and entered the labor room. He looked at his wife, who was holding their newborn baby girl. He knelt down beside her and said, Kosi, I am sorry. I'm sorry for everything. You have been carrying this pain for years, and I did not know that this is what it takes to carry a child. I have been a very foolish man. I do not care if I never have a boy. My daughters are enough for me. My girls are blessings from the Lord, and I will love them and cherish them till the day I die, Obidik said lovingly. Kosi Sochukwu smiled as tears dropped from her eyes. That week, when they came back home, Obidik threw a big naming ceremony that shook the whole estate. He named his baby Jinya, meaning what God has done is greater. During his speech, he took the microphone and said, all of you know me as Obidik, the one everybody calls Papa Bomboy, but now you should no longer call me Papa Bomboy. Instead, call me Enna, father of girls. As you see me, I'm no longer looking for a boy. I am looking for peace, love, and long life. And just as a word of advice, if there's any man here disturbing his wife for a son, be ready. One day, you will feel all the pregnancy symptoms, and you will know that it is not easy for a woman to carry your baby for 9 months, Obidik said. The whole place exploded with laughter. As time went on, other women whose husbands were disturbing them for a male child began visiting Kosi Sochukwu and asking her for advice, saying, Kosi, please tell me now, what prayer did you pray? Every time, my husband is shouting, I want a boy. I want a boy. Maybe if he gets pregnant the same way your husband got pregnant, then he will rest and leave me alone. I'm giving birth to 6 girls for him now, Abba asked Kosi Sochukwu. Kosi Sochukwu laughed and replied, funny enough, I didn't even pray for long. I just said it as a wish. I just whispered it. I just told God, please let my husband feel what I'm feeling too. I did not know that God was actually listening to me. That is all I can say. Maybe you too. Tell God, and he will do it for you the way he did it for me, she replied. Meanwhile, Obidik had become a celebrity in their estate. He did not care what people thought about him. He would carry his daughter on his back and take a stroll in the evening. Some neighbors admired him and nicknamed him the husband and daddy of the year. Meanwhile, Kosi Sochukwu became the true definition of a pampered wife. She would sit on the balcony of their house, drinking chilled malt and relaxing, while her husband would excitedly be bathing their baby. What a wonderful life. So, this is life. Kosi Sochukwu would sing aloud to herself while smiling. A few minutes later, her husband Obidike would come out of the bathroom with their baby daughter Jinya wrapped in a towel and then say to her, Kosi, do you know that you are my hero? I don't even know how you survived pregnancy 4 times because God knows that even this one, I was not pregnant. Just the symptoms wanted to kill me. Kosi, I love you. Thank you for giving me my girls, Obidik said lovingly to his wife. Kosi Sochukwu simply smiled and said, thank God that you finally understand. Obidike nodded and said, I swear, I now respect women. Anybody that I hear ask what a woman brings to the table again. If I don't give that person a knock and reset that person's brain, you know that it is not me. You see, Kosi Sochukwu, I promise you that I will raise our girls well. I will ensure that they are strong, educated, respectful, and wise. That's the best legacy, and I will share my properties equally among them. You and my girls are the best thing that has ever happened to me, Obidike said to his wife, who by this time was smiling like a fish. A year later, Jinya turned 1, and yet again, they threw a party in their compound with balloons, rice, chicken, and everything. Neighbors came. Church members came. Everyone was around. During the toast, Obadiah stood up to speak and said, "1 year ago, my life changed. My fifth daughter, Ginia, entered the world, and with her came sense. All this while, I thought that having a male child was everything. I thought that boys were everything. But thank God. Now I know better. Now I know that my daughters are my strength. My wife is my crown." And just as a word of advice yet again to every man out there disturbing his wife because of a male child, please stop it, because me, Chief Obadiah, a whole Igbo man, carried pregnancy for 9 months, and I know that it is not easy. How I survived it, I have no idea, Obadiah said, and they all laughed. Kosi Sochukwu held onto his hand tightly, smiling, and Obadiah turned and whispered into her ear, "Kosi, please do not ever get pregnant again. No, if you get pregnant again, I'll be relocating to my village because I cannot afford to be pregnant with you again," he said. Kosi Sochukwu laughed and replied, "Don't worry, I don't want to get pregnant again. No, I have had enough. I have 5 children." They both burst out into laughter. Kosi Sochukwu was happy, Obadiah was happy, and they both hugged each other. He became a present father to his daughters and showered them with love and gifts, and they all lived happily ever after. Hi besties, it's your favorite storyteller, Malika. Thank you so much for reading my story to the end. I'd like to hear your thoughts on this one. Do you wish that what happened to Obadiah should happen to your husband, for those whose husbands are saying, "I need a boy, I need a boy, I need a boy"? Do you want the same Kuvad syndrome to happen to them? Also, have you ever witnessed it in real life? Like, have you ever witnessed a man having pregnancy symptoms, vomiting in the morning, and all that? Please share your thoughts with me, and please support your homegirl by liking my stories and sharing them with your loved ones. Until I come your way again with more interesting stories. Bye.